This is Gerardo Del Real with Resource Stock Digest. Joining me today is a man who really needs no introduction. He is, among many things, the chairman of Quartz Mountain Resources, Mr. Bob Dickinson. Bob, it's great to have you back on. How are you today, sir?
I'm pretty fair, really quite excited, Gerardo, and thank you for having me on to update a progress report that Quartz Mountain put out this morning.
Well, listen, it's an easy time to get excited. We have elevated gold prices, elevated silver prices. It seems like we have a lot of runway in the precious metal space. And you, of course, are in the midst of really vectoring towards what is a recent-ish discovery. And you've been very clear about this. The goal is to grow this, to identify the controls, and then you want to transact the gold, silver, copper projects that you have in your portfolio. Today you had news outlining the progress at the Prodigy gold silver discovery at the Maestro property in BC. And so I would love for you to provide the context. How are things going?
Oh, exceptional. In fact, that was really the purpose of the news release. I wanted to make sure, that our shareholders and people that were interested in the exciting developments of Quartz Mountain, didn't think we're languishing in the dog days of summer here. We are very full on. We're on phase 3 of our drilling delineation of our very exceptional gold and silver discovery at what's called the Prodigy zone on a much larger property called the Maestro property in central BC. And, just to go back to your original statements about the surging metal prices, it's kind of neat because what's come together here is surging metal prices in gold, silver, and copper. The demand for metals is global. And we have made a significant precious metal discovery at Prodigy on phase 1. We're now at phase 3 of drilling. Phase 1 of drilling was the discovery. It was about 1,600 meters of drilling. It was announced in April of 2024. And they had the discovery holes. One of them was a sensational, exceptional hole number 2. And we then moved on and we did phase number 2. Now we have a discovery. So we commenced immediately as phase 2 of the drilling, which was a much larger program. It was 4 holes of drilling, and that just started to flush out the anomaly, this large-scale anomaly that shows the big, very extensive altered zone that we're drilling in. And of course, that led to the current phase 3. And phase 3 is going to be a total of 7 holes. What do we wanted to announce today is the 5 holes that we completed, not the assay results, but we wanted people to know that we're drilling ahead here in a very fast, efficient, effective pace. And we still have 2 more holes of this 7-hole phase 3 program. We are going to be back. We are going to be back with more sequential phases as throughout the balance of 2025. But we wanted to make sure our people people that are interested in what we're doing, excited as much as we are about what we're doing, that we're working hard here, really hard. And those all those 7 holes that we now completed under phase almost completed, I should say, under phase 3 here will be rushed to the assay lab, and they'll be available for us and our shareholders probably the latter part of September. It takes quite a while, unfortunately, to get assays run through the commercial assay labs in Canada, probably around the world, because of all the drilling that generally gets done in and around Canada at this time of year. So they've got a lot of samples coming through from projects all over the country. So it will take a bit of time, but we're going to rush them as fast as we can and get them out and understandable. I'm pretty sure that we have, we don't have the assays, but I'm quite sure that we now have figured out where the system is running and trending, so that phase 4, which will become after this, after we get the assays out in the latter part of September, early October, we'll be back at it again.
Well, when I hear you say that you're pretty sure, right, that you have the system figured out, that's exciting because you go into detail in this release. And by the way, I encourage everyone to go to the Quartz website because you've done a great job of really educating folks on the approach that you're taking to the three phases of the drilling thus far. And when you talk about the Prodigy eye target area and where the holes are relative to that, can you speak to that for people that may be newish to the stock and are looking at that figure that you had in the news release, the eye drill hole plan map?
Yeah, no, I like you would urge our people that are interested to go to our corporate presentation on our website or to this news release. It really shows the very large property we have called Maestro, and we did a lot of early work to develop targets in and around the Maestro property. And one of them that was just popped out, it was so obvious, was an airborne magnetic survey that showed a big magnetic low. Looked like a big eye. I call it a whale's eye, but it's a big eye that is very clearly anomalous to all the other terrain around that area. And that's what led us to start, geochem sampling over the eye, airborne mag, all sorts of other different surveys, which led to the drilling done in the latter part of 2023, which was announced in April of 24, the home run hole. Oh boy, we have a system. We have a large scale precious metal system that now needs to be delineated. And so I believe, and have been very effectively and efficiently marching through what needs to be done. And we're on the latter part of phase 3, get the assays out, get on with the next phase. When I say, I think we know the geology now way better than we did. Of course, it's all surface covered. With the 13 holes, we now have completed phase 1, phase 2, and phase 3, total of 13 holes at the end of phase 3 here. We'll have a very good understanding of the geology. Not all the assays, of course, will be in our hands until the latter part of September, but we can see clearly the geology is showing us, how to really bring this home in the latter part of this year. And we've actually hired Dr. Farhad Bouzari, who is an expert in these kind of deposits. He's from the University of British Columbia. He's a true expert, globally recognized by his peer group, a real academic, and very knowledgeable about porphyry systems and epithermal systems that occur outboard of these porphyries. So folks will remember that we have a massive, large porphyry molybdenum deposit on our Maestro property. We're not that interested in that in the sense it's a huge resource, but basically what our interest in is target epithermal deposits that can occur outboard of these porphyry centers. So that's what Dr. Bouzari is an expert in. He's up at the site right now as we speak. He's marching through detailed and scientific logging of all of the phase 1, phase 2, and phase 3 holes. And he's also going to then assist us really in making sure these final phases to bring this thing home by year end is in place. I mean, his knowledge, the vectoring of where we go and how we set up our drills, the angle of our holes, all that he will add to what the knowledge that we already know with our already good geologists on site. So together as a team, we're going to work extremely hard to bring the Prodigy deposit home here by the end of this year. So that was sort of the purpose of the news release, just to let people know we're just really getting going here in a big way.
No. Well, look, we're going to make sure to put a link to that corporate presentation. And again, I encourage everyone to take a look. It's a compelling discovery, an emerging discovery, and one that couldn't be better timed. Bob, always a pleasure having you on. I can't wait to chat assays when you get those back. Anything to add to that?
Well, I can't wait to tell them, to be honest. So I think it's a match made in heaven there, Gerardo. So thank you.
Looking forward to it. Thank you again.
All right, man. Thank you.
Hey, everybody. Gerardo Del Real here. If you're enjoying the content that you just saw, you can let us know in 3 simple steps. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and please share across your network and on social media. Take care, everybody.